r/IDontWorkHereLady, episode 33. Don't you know who I am? Haven't you seen El Camino? My best friend works in a furniture warehouse and it's a very chill job. I'm a freelancer who works off a computer, so when things are slow for him, I hang there to work on a more comfortable sofa and we chat and whatever. So since I'm in the furniture warehouse a lot, I've come to develop a decent understanding of where things are and even an opinion of which brands of couches and mattress I prefer to others. Sitting working on a laptop, people often mistake me for a store employee. If someone asks a question in earnest, I usually try to answer it, always first saying, well, I don't work here, but today was one of those times. I was working, and a sweet old lady asked me where to find something. I started to give her directions, but she looked blank, so I just walked her over there, discussing her new easy chair with her as we walked. She found what she was looking for. An annoying woman and her teenage daughter flagged me down. Or equals annoying woman, TD equals teenage daughter, MF equals my friend, or hey. I've been here 20 minutes already, can I get some service please? Me, oh, so I don't work here, but I can go find my friend, or just because this isn't your section doesn't mean you can't help me, this place isn't that big. Me, oh, haha, no, I don't work here at all. Or, come on, what, you're going on break? Me, no, miss, I'm not employed by this store. Or, are you going to help me or not? Me, did you hear anything I just said? *SHOCKED look, or, I have been a loyal customer of this chain for decades. If you don't help me, you'll never have my business again. Me, unless you needed digital editing done, I didn't have your business to begin with. My friend hears the commotion and comes over. MF, hey, what can I help with? Or, your employee has been very rude to me and my daughter. He cursed us and everything. My daughter heard it, right sweetie? I shop here all the time and there isn't a discount big enough to fix this. I need to speak to a manager or a manager's manager or something. TD, yeah. My friend knows pretty much the only remains of my Christian upbringing is I still never curse. Instinctually, I'll be a gosh, golly, darn person until I die. So, he put together pretty quickly what had happened. Important thing to know, I look kind of like Aaron Paul. My friend and I had just been discussing it earlier in the day, because of El Camino coming out. MF, wait. I knew I recognized you. Sir, oh my god, it's such an honor to meet you, I didn't know what he was doing at this point. Or, are you talking to him? She turns to me, or, are you the owner or something? MF, can I get a photo with you, Aaron? Me, alright, but make it quick, I'm just trying to pick out a new couch, I don't want a lot of attention. Or, who are you? MF, ma'am, are you kidding? This is Aaron Paul. You know. Jess Pinkman, from Breaking Bad. From the El Camino movie on Netflix? TD, no, will I? MF, oh but. Mr. Paul, sir, did you curse at my patrons? I guess I'm going to have to ask you to leave the store, I mean, it's policy if you were bothering people. TD, no. No, none of that happened at all. My mom made that up, because she was embarrassed. Can I take a photo with you? Me, I don't really like to do a lot of MF, sure you can honey, I'll take the photo, give me your phone. Squeeze in Mr. Paul. My friend is barely holding it together, but I felt bad looping the teenage daughter into this. But then her mom gets in the photo. And puts her arm around me like we're friends. No apology or anything at any point from her. So I didn't feel bad anymore. We took a bunch of photos, then as soon as I had an opportunity, I went home, because people were already starting to whisper throughout the store that Aaron Paul was in there buying a couch. In that short period of time I already had to correct 2 people who stopped me on my way out. Caught up with my friend a few hours later and apparently the woman picked out a ton of mattress covers, then tried to pay for them in part with an expired coupon, pitched a major fit over the coupon not being accepted, and eventually left without buying anything. Edit. typus and fixing details, sticky fingers and a green thumb. I work in a job that often requires a lot of miscellaneous furniture and decorative items. This means I find myself at IKEA quite regularly with a shopping list the length of my arm. At this point I know every shortcut, where all the trolley and basket stacks are around the shop. There are not nearly enough, and I've got the layout down pretty well. It's far from my favorite place on earth, but it no longer terrifies me like it did the first time I found myself walking the 70-mile showroom. Now my story is a bit like a Russian doll, because I've actually had quite a few different encounters, and each time I think I've popped the head off the beast, there is another smaller, more vaguely annoying encounter lurking inside, just waiting for the next time I find myself at the mercy of the blue and yellow gods. And you can say I'm being dramatic, and I am, but as with any good Russian doll, the tiny woman at the center is always the one to really watch out for. Normally the extent of the encounters I have is someone asking me where something is in the store, or asking me if I can check inventory for something. Is that even a thing at IKEA? And honestly, if I can help direct them, I do, before politely telling them I don't actually work there. I get my apologies and my thank yous, and then I wander off to get the next thing on my list. But then there was the thief, TT. On this occasion I was in the greenhouse picking up plants. I needed around 40 plants and pots ranging from succulents to mini trees, and I had 5 trolleys circled around me by the time I was done. I hadn't really had a plan of the exact plants I needed when I went in, as it's easier to figure out the logistics when I've got the stock in front of me. You also can't order anything from the greenhouse online. So I'm finally done, red-faced and sweating from hauling plants around, and I realize I now have to get me and my 5 trolleys to the checkout. The way the shop is laid out, this just means getting out of the greenhouse and then dragging my cargo across the warehouse, but it's still a fair distance. I've got the exact stuff I need, and I was paranoid that someone might try and take something, so I did it in little increments, getting all the trolleys to checkpoints along the way instead of taking one the whole way and then coming back for the next one. It turns out it was a smart move, as part way through one of the checkpoints I turned back to see a woman rooting through one of my trolleys. I quickly sprinted back to her. **me. **o. Sorry, those are actually my trolleys. I took the handle of the one nearest to her and smiled. She frowned back at me. TT. ***but you left them. **me. ***I wasn't abandoning them. I just have too many to move all at once. She didn't respond. She just turned and walked off to another shelf, and after a moment of watching her go, I got back to the job at hand. It was barely 2 minutes later when I caught her at it again. This time trying to take one of the plants out of the trolley. I ran back again, starting to get annoyed. **me. **hey, excuse me. Please could you put that back?" She looked a bit startled, but was still frowning at me when she spoke. TT. **why? **me. Because it was in my trolley. You can't just take it out. TT. Well, where are they in the shop then? I can't find them. She gestures with the plant still in her hand, so I reach out to take it back from her. I sigh internally, as I was pretty sure I'd got the last couple and had to diversify my own purchase due to low stock, but wanting to be rid of her, I pointed her towards the area I'd found them and tried to hurry up and get to the checkout faster. But I was not fast enough. I was almost there, almost to salvation, when I found the woman back at my cart, trying to pull out one of the plants again. I'd shifted them round a little to make it a bit harder, so she hadn't quite freed it when I got there. **me. **hey, I told you can't do that. Put it back. TT. **no, there aren't any left. I need this one. **me. Well, I'm sorry there aren't any left, but you can't just take one from my trolley because of that. TT. This is ridiculous. Why the hell not? Do I honestly have to wait for you to stock the shelf before I can take them? That's insane when I could just take it now and save us both the trouble, and suddenly I realized what was happening. Again **me miss. I don't work here. I'm a customer like you. This is stuff I want to buy. I watched as her brain computed this revelation. She looked me up and down, like she was assessing whether I could be trusted, before obviously deciding she needed to exit the situation. Sputtering something that *could have been an apology, she turned and left, walking back to the greenhouse. I finished my relay race and checked out successfully. I didn't see TT again. In a way, I do get where she was coming from. Someone pushing around 5 trolleys of foliage probably does look a bit strange amongst the new couples picking out bedside tables and the families browsing for desk chairs. But then again, I wasn't in uniform, told her to leave the stuff alone multiple times, and was pretty obviously heading away from the greenhouse, where any stalking would have taken place, so she's also kind of an idiot. I'm not looking forward to the next Ike trip. Lady, do I look like I work at Walmart? So this happened a few days ago. I was out doing my monthly shopping at Walmart, and I'm standing in the middle of the median aisle, where they keep like frozen food and junk like that. I have my headphones in when I feel someone wrap my shoulder. A woman with her 2 kids. She makes a motion for me to pull my headphones out, and I was dumb enough to do so. Excuse me, but I have been trying to talk to you for 20 minutes. You work here, and I need your help. I roll my eyes and gesture to myself. Do I look like I work here, lady? You can't talk to me like that. Where is your manager? I'll have you fired for being so disrespectful. I smile at her and put my headphones back on. I'll save you the trouble. I quit. She looked like the shocked Pikachu face as I just walked away. Just because I'm wearing blue and know a lot about computers doesn't mean I work here. About 6 months ago I decided to upgrade my laptop. Since I've had the same one for 5 years, after lots of research I found one that I loved within my price range. I drove to the technology stores around me to price which stores would give me the best deal. I walk into a blue tech store since I saw they had a sale, and after talking about the specs with my friend, some lady grabs my shoulder and tries to turn me around and starts yelling at me saying she has been trying to find an employee for the longest time to help her grab a TV. I turn around and say with the most monotone voice, I don't work here, lady. Just because I'm wearing blue doesn't give you the right to yell at me because you can't find one of the many employees in this store. She gets red and decides to double down on the assumption that I work there and yells for a manager, and one walks by and looked at me and laughed and said, I don't know this guy, he obviously doesn't work here. The lady gets even redder and then walks to the other side of the store, I assume to harass other people who do not work there. Sorry sir, I'm not a manager, I'm just a hostess. So this story happened about a month ago, and I thought it'd be fun to share here. I thought it would fit here, because even though I'm an employee at this place, I was mistaken for an employee of an entirely different department and position and thought it'd count. I work at a resort restaurant as a hostess, but often work in other positions, because my boss believes in having a bunch of skills. I'm basically a wildcard to this restaurant, and I do enjoy it. I get a variety of jobs to my schedule, a great and fair pay for each of them, and learn a lot of different skills that help me outside of restaurant business. Our restaurant is in the main building of the resort, meaning the majority of resort employees can be found here either dropping something off, working in their offices, or passing through for some maintenance job. Every employee has their own unique uniform, based on their department, and a name tag with their name and hometown/home country listed. The only exceptions are the managers and hosts/hostesses, who are really only supposed to wear good looking clothes and their name tag. The managers are the only employees who have their positions listed on their name tags. On days when I'm hostess, I usually just wear a dress or a dress shirt and nice pants. On this particular day, I wore the shirt and pants, a combo most managers at the resort also wear. So my story begins on a Sunday evening in early October. The resort is pretty empty as most guests have gone home, and it was the time of day where most people don't go eating lunch/dinner. I was working as a hostess this day and my boss, the lead manager of the restaurant, was hanging around my stand because he didn't have much to do. He even revealed that he was bored and was looking for something to do. At one point, he noticed a bunch of people in our pool outside. Yes, people still went swimming in October. We're in Texas, and told me I should go see if they wanted any food or drinks from the bar as the pool server wasn't on duty today, basically me. I leapt at the chance, because I didn't want to stand around doing nothing for hours, and any opportunity for tip money is greatly appreciated. At one point, I asked an older gentleman if he wanted anything to eat or drink. He said he wanted to wait as his wife was about to come, and was probably hungrier than him. I offered to give him more time before I would come back, but he stopped me before I could leave, asking if he could make a request. I stayed to listen, because I like to help the restaurant however I can. He started giving me his story about how a bartender serving him the previous night had difficulties getting his room charge to work. This is a common issue with guests at the resort, as it could either be their card was declined, they exceeded the credit they put on their account, a tech issue, or a slip up caused by the front desk. The servers bypass it by calling in a request, but to get it fixed, the front desk has to do it. But the issue the old man had wasn't with the charge, but the amount of time the bartender had to wait to get through to the front desk. He mentioned how the bartender was put on hold around 2 times and kept there for around 10 to 15 minutes. The old man had tried asking the bartender to just use his card as he didn't want to cause trouble for the guy. I asked the old man what the request he had was, and he brightened up by asking if we would fix the phone system for this particular issue. I was confused as I thought he was talking about a restaurant issue, and told him we weren't able to do it. He looked a bit confused and said, "But you could tell one of your managers about the issue, right? After all, I'm sure the managers that work for you must know someone who can fix the issue." That's when I started to realize that the old man must have thought I was a manager. I told him I was only the hostess of the restaurant and didn't actually have any managerial duties. He looked confused for a moment before saying, "I just thought you were a manager. You sure look like one, and you look like you know what you're doing." Just hearing this made me laugh like crazy. I'm a 22-year-old woman who's only 5 feet 0 tall and often gets mistaken as a 16-year-old. I've only worked in restaurant business for a total of 5 months, and the only business experience I have is what I learned from Shark Tank, a economics class, and a business law class. I've never been thought of as a manager before, yet this man thought I was one of the managers of the resort, not just one department. I was actually pretty flattered. We both laughed about it before I excused myself to check on my hostess stand again. I did take his order later when his wife was there. The two of them were very sweet people and told me their story of how they did nearly everything that day as a cold front was coming in the next day. They asked me about myself, what I wanted to do in the future, and then gave me some encouragement that I really needed. The tip was also pretty nice also, no big nuclear ending. No Karens demanding I be fired. Just a kind old man thinking that I was a manager and laughing about his mistake. It's just an encounter that made me smile, and I hope it does for you all as well. Just happened today. Not sure if this belongs here, but I thought it would. So my mom took me out to get our nails done at a nail and hair salon in my hometown. After I got my nails done, I sat in one of the waiting chairs, and an older man walks in and asks me, "Are you the hairdresser?" I told him no, just as the actual hairdresser walked up to us. I don't think he was a bad guy. If anything, he probably was just confused and is really just a sweet old man. Thanks for reading.